3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, welcome back to another Overthrow Disc Golf Patreon form review live stream. So, on the docket, we got 15 today. 15? About 12? 13, 14, 15. 15. So not too many for end of the month review here. As always, if I've got your form in front of me here, and you're here, drop your name in the chat. We'll get moving here. So other than that, I'm going to start picking them off the top. Actually, first, you guys need to hear my diss track. Okay, I think we just go ahead and we hop in.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Tyler Mills.
Oh, Tyler Mills.
Tyler Mills.
Did I put him in as Tyler Mills?
Yep.
Mills. Millie boy.
Good morning, Stoneback Vlogs. That sounds interesting.
Stoneback.
Is that like a wilderness vlog, or are you a stonemason? Or something completely different? You're a turtle.
Yep.
And your turtle name is Stoneback. That is a good turtle name, isn't it? Stoneback.
Stoneback. Stoneback the turtle.
Whoop. 55.7, nose a little bit down. Wall was not bad. Cool.
Wow, he is so close to his net. I bet he threw 5 miles an hour fast. But the time that thing came out, it was in the net.
Mikey is advising you step back from your net, and he's kind of an expert on tech disc in a lot of ways. Some ways he's not.
Oh, hey, Tyler's here.
Tyler, perfect.
That's perfect.
We got you first, brother. Pretty good up to this point. You just stop coiling too early. It's really that simple, right? So this is looking good right here. If you kept going, see here how your arm just keeps moving? And then watch. So by the time you actually hit, you're here. We'd like to see you. Whoop. Here by the time you hit. So, a little more shoulder turn here, both shoulders. Right, you see how his hips are turned away? Shoulders turned, hips turned, yours are kind of here. So you just need like an extra quarter turn.
So much effort. The thing barely moved.
Okay. I'm just, anything that the light touches, I'm going to go to.
Yes, that's perfect. Anything that the light touches is yours.
All right. So you're here, and then you start going. You have to keep coiling until the whole foot touches, not just the toe. So really, it's just as simple. Did you have this light on back here for any particular reason?
No.
Oh. Well, anything to look cool. We keep our gold in there. Here, turn, right, until you hit. Right, this door frame's not a bad drill to do either. Shout out to the old sea bass drill. Oh yeah. There, right, falling away the whole time, stretching. Make sure your back shoulder goes towards the target as well. Until you hit. Any cue for that to think about when I throw? Yeah, turn, 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 turn. Just like as far back as you can get. It's turn my back to the target. All right, some people think about turning their butt to the target. Both work, I think. Here, back to the target, right? Which pulls my head away. But here is what I'm trying to do. Some people like to think about taking this off shoulder towards the target. That will accomplish the same thing. But yeah, this position kind of above all else here. It's pretty straightforward. Your form's pretty decent already. So you just got to do it bigger, and then we see what breaks. Boop. Yeah, full shoulder turn. Which it's a pretty nice fix to have, actually. It's usually a pretty impactful one, getting more coil. Yep, and then let's see what happens to your pull through after that. But overall, not bad. 55 with that lack of coil there by the time you plant. It's like almost 55 from almost an approach shot amount of coil. So it's about 350. But yeah, you gotta start really getting back there for the 400. I try to get my toes straight too. I mean, unless the toes are like this, like pointed forward, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just as you turn, they'll turn back. I'll show you Cam here because I know he's always going to stand still. Well, Cam ruined it. Come on, Doc. But yeah, as you go forward. Oh, this guy. This guy for sure has an unlock. So he'll turn here, and it'll naturally turn that foot back, you see. He doesn't have to worry about the angle that his front foot comes in. Because when you turn the shoulders that far back and you let them turn the hips back a little bit, you're going to be fine. Stone, found you. Stoneback. Stoneback's a cool last name. A little hop action. I'm with it. Let's see. So, I think you get 2 turned here. All right, your foot's already back. Oh, what?
Bless my heart. Now they're seeing what you're seeing.
Okay.
You're saying that, it's like, what? Whoa, there you go. There it is.
So I think your 2 turned back here. We'd like to see, even people with hops, those people who got the hops. Let's take Philo, for example. Tend to be side on here. Now maybe not this straight after the hop for most people, but see how the 2 things I want to look at is getting balanced, staying centered. You see how you're angled back like this? Right. Philo's fairly upright. Even this like little bit of diagonal that we see here is not because, like, if I clear Skeletor, it's not because he's leaning back like this, right? It's more because he's leaning forward and the camera angle's pulling it a little bit that way. So head over the belly button, not head behind the belly button, right? Not like that. Right? Stacked up. With a mighty push. Okay. So we're going here. Get this one side on. Your right hip's going to be forward here instead of back like this, showing your butt to the target. So I'm going to stay here, and then as you come through, whether you hop or not, we're going to keep this here. So we've got to go side on here. Here. Boom, boom. So side on the whole time for those 2 steps. And then we turn after we're on our left. Don't turn before you're on your left. So again, that's in terms of direction of the feet. Side on, more or less side on. It's very common for people to have it a little bit back. So, one more time. Side, side, turn. Right? Now, you have to do that while learning to stay upright here. Instead of, part of that is because you've got good posture in your turn back, right? So if I turn back all the way, if I have good posture here, I turn back, now I'm here. And I'm going to have to do this over move with my body, which is what you do. So some of this is going to be fixed by just getting this way instead of this way, right? So here, keep the head over the belly button, boom. Don't let it stick to this outside leg, because once you get here, you're going to have to toss the body over again, very slow. So stay centered. Centered, so head over the belly button, not head over the foot. So those 2 things, you work on that, you'll be in goose shape. Good shape. Questions? Stone back. Head over belly button, and then the orientation of the feet like I showed. Head over belly button. Don't turn back on that first right step. Keep that right step here. Left step can go back a little bit, but you're trying to stay mostly side on. It's going to feel like this probably to you. Or it's going to feel like this to you. But it's going to end up like this. And then turn. Oh, there were 2 stones in here. Good to go with the double delete.
Double delete.
Okay, stone. Maxwell Fresh. Once again, what do we work on in person, Max? Where are you at? There you are. Let me think. Maybe I'll know when I see it. I gotcha. Well, let's see. Nice. Yeah, dude. We got the photo in the HQ. Dakota has been tasked with hanging up, and I didn't know there was a secret one on the back, but Dakota found that.
secret one. The secret one.
And the HQ is totally cleaned up since you were here.
Yep.
I went like full Marie Kondo. Turns out every disc in there brings me joy. So we didn't get rid of those.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What brings you joy? The joy we are.
Yeah. It brings me joy that is only equivalent to its price tag. So, okay. So, yeah, I mean, coming through about as good as you can here, considering the fact that you start coming through a bit early. So your body's coming through, and here's kind of your, I'm trying to find exactly when your heel goes down. It's about there, I think. So this determines like how through you can get. So this is kind of where we play the game of, okay, is over rotation like a focus with the hand? It is a focus with the hand, but if you come down, if you like start planting early here, if you're back and you're not like planted and your hips start going, your arm's going to start going around, and then you're doing basically as good of a job of going through as you can until you fix the lower body. So yeah. I think probably you get just a bit too outside of this left leg here, which is causing kind of this massive, like you're trying to coil, but now you have like a huge step for your body to travel here, making it a little tougher. Right, so what I'm saying is, I think you're a bit too here, like outside of this left foot here, as this left takes a pretty big step. And so now your coil time, like you get all the way coiled, but because you started so outside of this left foot, you like still have this extra room that you have to drift, which makes you want to come out of it early, right? You physically can't coil any longer. So instead, try to stay a bit more over it here instead of starting from back here. Right, if you're throwing up in the air a little bit, yeah, shorter X step would kind of be the shorthand version of this. So stay a little bit more over top of your X step instead of here, where you're starting outside of your left foot and then drifting over it and then continuing to drift back to center. There's going to be some drift. I just think the amount of drift that you have is causing you to want to come out of it early because you've already coiled. It's like by the time you're here, let's see. That's all the coil you need, right? So now you've got this eternity of the last foot to just like hang there, and your body doesn't like to stay static, wound up like that, right? This is why people are like, I try to time the peach. We have peaches in the shop if you want them. Seemed like a good time to plug it. Peak reach back. We have peak reach back when the foot's like planting, right? Well, if you're all the way here, your body's like, please let me go, and it doesn't want to wait as long, right? So I think by getting through a little shorter on your X step, you'll be able to sync that timing up a little bit better. But you're going to need to mess with it. It really is kind of a timing piece now, because you've got the idea of the stop, you've got the idea of moving through with the hand. Now it's just time to get all the nitty gritty. I can't do the face.
You don't watch the face.
Because you're not trying to open up there. I just think the process has already started. Oh, well, shoot. Well, this is the perfect time to take off for a bit, because you've got a lot of stuff that's changed pretty quickly, and this is going to take some time. So, take some time, little bit of renovation in the meantime. Maxwell Fresh got a house, yeah. That's for you. I made it up, if you couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell, John.
All right, not many can. Okay, next is Jada 7. I saw you earlier. Okay. I used you as an example for somebody else earlier. That's why your form's already been scrubbed. Did this shot miss right? I mean, I can tell, actually. Anytime, Maxwell, anytime that I'm free, and that you're free, and that you're here. Anytime within those parameters. Yeah, so missing right. How right did it miss? Doesn't look that crazy. And just to be sure, the shot is supposed to go straight off the tee, like the line is straight. Straight and high. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we've got here. Wrong way. Here we go. Come on. Just want to see some stuff here. Does it seem accurate? Do we think that's only 15 degrees? Probably not. Yeah, it's hard to tell if it's over staggered or not. This thing went way right of your line that's straight. It's just crazy. It's hard to tell from this angle, like, how far right it's going. Like it flipped over at least 5 feet off my line initially. Dang, brother. It's crazy how flexible you are every time. Yeah, so, yeah, for sure throwing up in the air. Body position's not bad for that. So here's where your chest is at. Seem accurate? So here's what I can tell you. The missing right is really, you only have really a few options for missing right. You gripped way too hard and it just like tugged super far right. That's an option. I don't think that's what's happening here. Your chest is fairly forward, right? So your arm is going to extend out, basically the same. If you're missing right, your shoulders got too ahead, right? They opened up too much to where you were throwing. If it felt good, right? So you have to go through kind of a checklist and say, okay, well, I hit it. It didn't have any lack of power, right? The hand got through kind of clean, right? And so at that point, you've got to say, good power. I just missed my line right. So then you have to get your hand to go through all the same, just without your shoulders. So cues for that can be just keeping the head down. For me, personally, I have to feel like I'm here. And then from here, I don't move my shoulders. From back here, I have to send my hand by itself over here. And my shoulders are definitely going to move. But you have to make them inactive earlier in your mind. So any amount of activity of the shoulders that pulls them open like this, now my line's here, right? Because my hand's going to basically do the same thing every time. It's going to come through the same way. If I'm hitting good, straight through. It's just, if I come through here, and this is where my shoulders are at, now it's left. If my shoulders come through more, and I still hit, now it's very right. And if my shoulders are just calm, how I normally want them to be, it's here. So if I can just, personally, if I can send the hand straight without the shoulders. So when you're missing right, calm down the shoulders. And then whatever cue you have to use to make that happen. Yeah, you have to isolate hand from shoulders. Because even if your eyes are back, right, your eyes are, if we take someone like Simon, for example, who's a bit more open, oh, it's going to take a second. One minute. Okay, here it is. See, Simon's just maybe just a touch less open than you are, right? But his eyes are actually forward, right? So he knows kind of the disc is in front of him at this point. Your eyes were back, right? And you kept the attention, which is like here, visually back where your shoulders went. So you've got to isolate and just pay attention to the shoulders. So, and 5 foot off the tee, it's not a big shoulder change that makes that difference, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy that we can hit a gap with this thing anyways. But yeah. So, your head's not doing the wrong thing. It's your shoulders. So, yeah. Just a piece that you gotta hone in on a little bit, but it's really that simple in terms of missing right. Yeah, I don't think you're over staggered. Not that I can see. You show me a shot from behind, and maybe I say a different story, but it's still gonna be close, I think, no matter what angle you give me. Yeah. Bunky DisMD in the chat here and I had this same discussion and I played a tournament round. First, like second hole, it just slipped out of my hand. Like I just didn't hit it with my hand enough. Went early left, and the next shot I'm getting my hands through, and I just smacked the sucker straight. And sometimes you get your hand through the next time, and the shoulders go, and everything just goes, and it's ripped but right, and then you gotta be like, okay, calm the shoulders down now. So, yeah, it's super common, especially when stuff's moving this quick. Yeah, you did all the hard form work. Now you got to do the reps that let you aim it. The recovery was nice on that hole. Probably one of my favorite shots I've thrown in a tournament recently. In the last like 3 years, probably. Just not many tournaments. Not a lot of competition, honestly, for shot of the tournament. Okay, where's the cue?
Current cue. I should try to time while doing it. I don't even know. I mean, do you see anyone after?
I see people. I'm trying to make sure that they're in order.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Has anyone commented?
Yeah, but where did the queue go?
Queue.
Scroll up.
That's the only one I'm seeing after.
No, there's more than that. Just scroll up.
I'm looking.
Or I guess it's gonna automatically do it since he said here, yeah.
No, there's no automatic that happens.
Oh.
That's for me every time manually putting it in.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, Laniel Darson.
Alright, that's this ref Vinh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we'll do this one next.
And then Robo Rock.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Coil. It's weird. I don't know what. There's like something inside of me that like sees that this was just not going to be a deep coil. Yeah, so the feet are open off their line just because we didn't continue turning. So this for sure is the... Well, if you got a lot to work on, you come to the right place, my friend. Join us. Where the working never stops. Unless you're Maxwell Fresh, then go work on your house. But, okay, so you're here, you're through like this, you kind of start turning your shoulders back, and then what's happening in your throat is you go like this, and your hips start turning open. Now, if your hips start flaring your feet out like this, right, and your hips go from here to like turning this way, you can only turn back so far, right? So feel how far you can turn back from here. What is that? I got a little string hanging out. Ba-doop. Right, feel how far you can turn back with your feet flared out like that? Not very far, right? But if you're here, let's just exaggerate and put our feet in like towards each other and then turn your shoulders. You've got all this room to reach back now, and you can see my left shoulder blade, right? All the way around instead of like here where you're at. So we're going to start here from this left foot. Just balance on your left. Good posture here. Right. And now we're going to take the chest and we're going to turn all the way back. Chest and belly button, turn all the way back as you step forward. Chest and belly button all the way back. all the way back. And as you do that, it should be turning your butt towards the target a little bit more too. Right, so here, there. Turns it back a little bit. So now my knees are kind of a little bit in towards each other instead of out away from each other a little bit there. Like that. So things that we're looking for, good posture. You're pretty close to the correct posture here. The butt and the back both turn towards the target, right? That should get your feet maybe pointed in towards each other a little bit, right? And now from a side view, I should be able to see if you have a logo on your back. That's going to give you a lot of lane to move the disc here. See all this space right here? Through. So once you get that space set up, then we'll work on the next thing, actually moving the disc through properly. Let's start with the setup. Give me some nice shoulder turn headed into this. So instead of the feet flaring out, gonna be kind of in a little bit. Not like this, but like this. That's where I would start. See ya. Robo Rob.
Pretty cool.
Sorry, I was looking at the dog. I will try to watch you this time. So hard. So hard not to look at the dog. Get it? I'm not, to be clear, I'm not asking you to remove the dog. I don't. That's the opposite of what I want. Okay. Yeah, you see how early you stop coiling? So here, I coiled. I put our foot still. Oh, zoom in. The toes not even quite touch the ground. Touch the grass, but I don't count that as ground. There's where the toe goes down. So now you're just like waiting. So I think instead of that, let's take this left foot, your X step foot, and not put it quite so backwards here. Let's try to just nudge it a little closer to perpendicular. And that way we have a little more coiling that we need to do. So we don't start out as far back. And then we're going to let this front hip turn back a little bit more. So from there, it's not bad. So what we're going to tweak is instead of being here, right here, and being turned back pretty early. Sorry, let me try to show it again. Here, where you're like already down. You see how my toes just down? And how it makes me want to unload here. Instead of doing that, I'm going to try to go a little bit more sideways with this left foot. And now we've got further to turn back because we didn't start as far back. Now we turn and let this front hip turn back a bit. So we're not here locking ourselves out. So here, left foot, orient just a little more this way. Turn the whole way. Make sure you get this big stomp before we start pulling through. Then when you start going through, make sure you keep your hand on the outside of that disc as you move forward. Don't let it move to the front of the disc early. Hand outside of the disc as long as possible. All right, I'll show you your hand here. See how here it starts going around. So it's already gone from the back of it. Now it's kind of side. And now it's in front all the way here. Right? We'd like for that to be here. Still on the back of it. Don't let it start turning and moving out early. No, I don't think a shorter cross step helps. I think you just got to get through here. Balance, a couple things just to check for. Oh, well, I can check for you. I don't know why I need to tell you what to check for. I can just check it. So you kind of change the direction of this step here. Here, when you were walking up this way to start. See how your initial step is like towards this corner of your net? Bottom left of our screen, there. And then you cross this way. Right, which is now it's putting your foot in line. So for example, if I'm going this way to start, so if I'm walking here with my first step, and then I take my second step and go here, now my left leg is behind my right leg for my new walk-up line, right? So it's going to force me to go around to get any kind of step. So instead, adjust that first step, make it so that it's here. That first left step goes forward with the flare. And now this step is over here where I've got plenty of room on my line for my left leg to travel through. Right? Instead of walking here, like this would be exaggerated, right? If I'm trying to walk to you and I go this way, and now I have to do an X step, right? Well, either I'm going to X step this way, or I'm going to go here and swing this hip around to try to get back to you, right? So straighten up your walk up a little bit. Here, straight on your line, just with a flare. Now this one crosses over this step relative to the line. Right, so here's my line. So now this would be over the line. There. So. Does that make sense? Okay. That's what we got so far.
Yep.
let's do PCW.
PCW.
Zoop. Nice. Yep. Clean with it. Rock with it.
Clean with it, rock with it.
Oh, it's so close. Are you doing the inverted swoop here for nose angle purposes? That inverted swoop would be when you pull your hand down here. So you go whoop and swoop up like that. I don't think you need to exaggerate that. If it's nose angle stuff, you could work on a little bit of supination there because your nose is up, right? So at this point, you gotta roll that nose down a little bit. So you actually do the supination move, yeah. I'm like trying to read into your mind of why you're doing certain things. I'm wondering if you're trying to adjust nose angle. And it's not that you're doing the wrong move, it's that you're doing the move too late. You're here, and then you flip your hand over after the disc is gone. You've got to feel where the hit's at, and you've got to roll it down. This moment, you got to go there, and then you got to roll the fingers up at that point. Because here there's a little bit of a pronation action, the thumb swings just under a little bit, and then you finish kind of palm a little bit more upward, and then here natural pronation at the end. So I definitely look at nose angle because this is high and nose up. So so as you're coming through at this moment, right, when it's coming out of your hand, right, don't glorify like a specific moment in space. It's not like, oh, it should come out here, so let me make sure that it's here when it's down, right? That's actually too late because yours is coming out here, right? You have to feel the moment that it's coming out of your hand, and that's when your fingers have to be a bit more upward. And then afterwards you can pronate all you want. But nose angle I think definitely needs to be worked on. And that's how I would work on it. There was another thing that I was looking at here. Can you stay a little bit more inside of your right leg here? Like a little bit more on the inseam of the shoe? Because you get back, you just have so long left. And you start coming out of the coil a bit early. You get great, beautiful coil. You're just here, and then you want to go. Instead, can you stay, instead of being here by the time you hit that, can you pull it back here so you're a little bit more on the inside of this leg? Here. So if you do that, and you can delay the forward move consequently, happy we will be. I mean, we might already be happy, but you know, maybe this just puts us to ecstatic. Yeah. It's coming along. It is coming along though. Okay, next is Cuckoo Lane. All right, we're into the second half. Oh. Remember that day I had like 36 of these things? Never again. Cleats! Are you wearing cleats, brother?
Oh, he's so smart. If my knee could only.
Looks like it's after a soccer practice. Maybe. First thing for sure is your knee doesn't want to mess around with cleats. I know this is probably utility, but in the off chance that it's not, that you like go out all the time in cleats, not the move, I don't think. It's just gonna be tough to plant because like your foot could stay there when it's closed like this, and you could seriously get dug in. I know you're peeling up your foot pretty quickly after that, but okay. Now let's look. You're throwing a huge Anheuser shot here. That's what I'm going to assume. If it's not you trying to throw a huge Anheuser shot, then we've got to work on some postural stuff. But to me, this looks like huge Anheuser. Because you're leaning back a bit. The angle's a bit upwards. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting because if I was wearing cleats, I would probably do it this way. Because I would not want to brace well. So your back side, your trail side, your left side, right, all of this starts swinging open super early. Oh, actually, I think it's here. Here it is. Select. It's going to take a second. Okay, let's see. Max distance Anheuser. Perfect. Okay, so this is why I feel like you're doing an Anheuser, because the body setup's the same. It's from here on, right? So you're still going to want to plant here. See how he plants first before he starts coming through? So you're going to want to plant first. You're coming through early, right? Here's your plant. So Simon's still locked and loaded by the time he's planted. You've already false started. Just going to slow you down a little bit. Okay, now what I really want to look at is from here. See how he leaves his left side back? This is what you've got to learn to do. Is get this to hang back instead of just like swing open. Right, so by the time you hit, your chest is like completely forward. You see how he's still side on? And the effort in his face. He's an effortless looking kind of guy. But it's not effortless, right? But he's like trying to hold everything back there. He's trying not to open that chest up forward, right? He's got this nice left leg down here. Right, and then the follow through here. See how, since he left his left hand behind, his right went ahead and is coming around to meet it back here. And so he gets around this point. Your left is like running away from your right. Right. And then there's this forward follow through instead of a big kind of merry-go-round follow through. So let me reiterate, let me show that from standing. So if we're back for the big Anheuser, here, this needs to stay, and you've got to leave this left side. So you've got to just send the right side, leaving the left back. Here, stay side on. So when you go to plant, freeze the entire left side. Here, boom, I'm planted. Spread the wings. This right wing's going to go around and catch up to the left, but you're going to stay here. So sometimes I like to feel it with a little stick or something. Just one hand swing. Just the one hand going around while this one stays. And then this can come around. All right. Okay. Wait a second. Where is Birdman? He was trying to get his in last time. Well, he was the one who wanted to send it late last time.
Probably didn't resend with the new stuff. But I can get him in if he's got the old stuff.
Oh, he's not saying anything here. I just remembered. I was just thinking of who I was supposed to see this time, and he was on my mind.
Yeah, let me see.
Because he was ready the last morning. I also told him, like, resend, so. Okay. Next we're going to do...
Last thing I got from Birdman was Cookie.
Next we're going to do Veb. Veb. I'm going to stick to my from the top order from now on. Hello? I clicked play? Oh, I did click play. It's just thinking. Bum, bum. Oh, looks cool when it's sped up at the end. It's decent, yeah. Trying to send the right hand through, trying to keep the left side back. Nice, nice work. The only thing, okay, maybe not the only thing, but I'm not crazy about how late you get into the posture because it's messing with your walk up a little bit. You see how you're on your heel here? You never quite dip into the toe and get into that nice posture that we see with the pros. You don't get there to the very last step, and by then it's already messed up like different things about your walk up. So here, you're on this kind of heel, don't get towards the toe. You don't have to be like tippy toe, but you see how even from the side view, it's very easy to tell that Simon's got his butt out away from us. He's got space in front of him for the disc. He's created like this little cubby, this little pocket down here. So it's not until about here that you're trying to get into your posture. Just makes the movement going up inefficient. It's going to affect your finishing position for sure. Right? Here, postured the whole time. Web is here. Perfect. So I'm talking about posture. Did you see all that, Veb? Like the basics, like what you have going on right now is good for the most part. Just not crazy about how you're coming in here with your heel and your butt's like underneath you for this step, and you wait until the step that we see here to drop into the posture while you're on your left. You should be dropped in the posture here. I'll rewind it back to the position that I'm talking about right here. You should at least be in the posture by this point. So the problem with being so upright here is that it's taking your stride and it's bringing it this way. All right, which affects where you're moving into your walk up. So the big difference, like we can see posturally at this point, Simon's butt is obviously out. He's created space here for the disc. Right, so here you should already be in. You should already have this athletic stance, this space right here. That way we can glide through forward instead of going here, where this step, since my butt's underneath me, wants to take me this way, right? And then I have to kind of bounce back this way. And then I have to change my momentum to forward from there after it zigzagged. Instead of just being in that posture, allowing you to move all of it forward continuously. Right, and it's going to change your finish position where you're going to get, you should have a little bit more tilt here because of that. So that's the big thing that I would work on, is posture early on in the walk up. The rest of your stuff's pretty clean. So, but he's up right here, and then he goes boom, and now he's moving through here and sliding into the rest of the posture for sure by this point. So, but it's affecting the rest of your walk up in direction. You see how it makes the steps kind of like dung, 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 instead of just flowing through like Simon here. It's able just to be forward, forward, forward. Instead of these like little micro changes of direction. I did compliment you on your work with the lead arm and staying back there with your trail side. So we're making it. Yeah. Posture is important. Absolutely, brother. Keep at it. All right, next we will do lefty Camoff. I saw Camoff earlier. I didn't see that it was lefty Camoff.
Uh-huh. Oh, got it. I see. Yeah, that should have known.
I was trying to show somebody something earlier, and I was like, "Oh, Cam will do it correctly." And I was like, "Wait, what? Just stand still." The Alpha, Omega. Lefty boy. I mean, what to say about lefty, you know? It's tough.
Flip it, you know?
It's tough. Pocket collapse, probably the first thing you're trying to shift over to your left. I mean, you know the stuff. You know the stuff here. But I would for sure fix this. The collapsed pocket, get that hand moving out in front. Same way you did it with the right. I would demonstrate lefty, except for the fact that we don't have a screen on the left side. Or would I? Yeah, so you know the drill. Here, right? I'd get firm on here. I know you're trying to like shift into it. I just wouldn't worry about that while you're working on building the hand here. Here, back, hand on the outside of this. I could at least show this part, lefty. Here. Hand outside the disc, moving forward. Man, it's so natural to want to go out early with it. Yeah. Righty. I'm going to have to hold this loose so I don't grip lock it into the next century. Here. All the way through. All the way through. Just keeping the chest back and then slowly start letting your shoulders come forward. You think your lefty backhand's going to be better than your righty forehand? How fast you going that thing? You know? I wonder what the future of that part of disc golf looks like. Next, Cyanide Ink. Okay. Good disc interaction with the hand. Let's see it. Yes! He did it. Yes.
Whoa!
Great day.
Wow. No elbow dip.
Yeah, and look, the thing's not flapping around in the wind like it was before.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, he used to like, I think, push really hard down with his thumb.
I mean, this is,
Cyanide Inks. The amount of times, yeah, this is great news. This is fantastic news. That thing was a monkey on his back for a long time. And mine for that matter. I felt for the guy. It's like one of those things that it's just like, man, this problem is just so burdensome. This is fantastic. Look at that. All right. Congrats, dude. That's great. Okay. Now we've got to get your posture settled up. You're a bit too upright here. See your shoulders and all that are level. Oh. Just gotta wait for it to load. So let's get this left foot, instead of being so far back and turning back there, let's get it side on. Let's get and then let's get into this posture where we've got this nice. All right, the butt's out, the head's over the knees. Right, so here, butt's out, past the feet that way, chest over the knees here, head forward, nice solid whoop whoop shape. Right, and then from there, this X step is just we go right, left, right, inside of that posture. Do it lefty, boom. So, right, left, right, and that keeps us here. And then when we coil, instead of being here with the butt like underneath the head, underneath the body, where we turn, and now it's like super level, we go in that posture, and now when we turn and we keep our center like you've got, it should look like this. So now my right shoulder looks below my left. It is below my left. Also, it's just, yeah. So here, posture, boom, boom, taking that step forward and turning. And now we've got this space here for the disc to move through, and then kablam. Now then you get to smack it. Sweet. That's cool. All right, next, Aaron Huertas.
Aaron Huertas.
Okay. For sure, this moment right here. We don't want to turn back there. We want to stay side on. And then we turn. Okay, so do this with me. Something smells like hot dogs. Mom! Hey, yo, Mom. He said you smell like hot dogs. All right, here we go. So do this with me. We just got to get this X step down. So good posture here. And you've got to go here, boom, boom, boom. A good hot dog, you know, a well-timed hot dog is second to just about nothing in its time of wellness. All right, so here, good posture, just your standard athletic stance, and we're just going here. This is all we want to do. No turning. This is all the lower body does as we go. Right, left, right. Right, and then we can practice lefty, left, right, left. So what you are accustomed to doing is you're accustomed to going right, turn, and you're back already. Right. Instead, what we want to do is right, there's no turn. Left, there's no turn. Right. Now, the lower body, when we add in the turn of the upper body, the lower body, our goal is still to do the same exact thing. That doesn't change. Right. When we have this turning on top of it, it turns this back a little bit. So that right step ends up looking a little bit different in the end, but the goal is still just that. Right. So, step one is to be able to do this. Just here, head over the belly button, nice and centered. As we glide through, boom, boom, boom. Notice it's not this. It's not head over foot and belly button in a different spot. We're not moving. Not bobbing and weaving. It's just head over belly button. Boom, boom, boom. So when we turn, that's not going to change. No turn. No turn. Now we turn backwards. So when we turn backwards, I didn't leave my head over my foot. I let it stay over my belly button. Just like we did here. It's just that plus this. It's that. I was actually swimming with my kids yesterday. I thought, man, I should go to the store and pick up some hot dogs. Hot dogs in the air fryer? Yeah.
Anything in the air fryer.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I make all my food in the air fryer.
Right. Hot dogs, and I don't know what it does to them, but they're extra good. It's like, I would take an air fried hot dog over a grilled hot dog, I think, at this point.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Right.
Totally out the window or air fryer.
We go back to my house, use the mini air fryer. Bro. Yeah. So good. Brooder Tom is next. You know, it might be Brudder. Brudder Tom.
It totally is.
Brudder Tom. I've been trying to get better coil, especially better timing. Top is new. Okay. I do appreciate that. Out with the old, in with the new. The coil is there. Nobody's going to look at you and tell you the coil's not there. Not this guy. This is just a little too far back during this step. You just do a little too much. You got to be a little lazier in some ways. So don't let it travel this far. Yeah, be a little calmer here. I mean, not even Simon's that far. And Simon's pretty... But Simon's probably got the furthest X step of every pro out there. Including Eagle. It's going to take a second to load. Dude, I'm telling you, air fryer hot dogs, guys. This is. See how he's able to keep his hips, even with a longer X step, he's able to keep his hips from turning back so much on this step. So that's why you're coiled so early and you have so much time left. It's because your step is getting your hips too far backwards. So little turn with the hips during that step is fine, but you're all the way back here by the time you're on your left. Right. See the difference? You're like 180 off the target. He's like 135 off the target. Right, which we can see from the side view. That very quickly puts his head like stacked up above his body, whereas your head is here and your body's like all on this side. Right, over this way. Right, but we see with him, his head's here, kind of over center mass here. Right, so it takes you a long time to get back to here. See there, he's already centered up. Your head's still, since it had to travel so far, it's still like hanging a little back behind center. See if I can do this before Skeletor freaks out on us. So let's attack that. So we're here. Don't go so far here that you get the hips back. Want to get through. Here. Monsieur Carter. What is up? What's good with it? Fam. Here. Right. So you can only go as far as this foot will go without turning these hips back. Here. And then you can get the same amount of coil, but you'll have less time to do it, which means that you won't be here already as coiled as you can get and like waiting the rest of the time for this foot to go down. Here, keep the hips more this way instead of letting them turn back. So compact it a little bit, make it a little bit more lazy. You know what? I am going to go out of order here for reasons. All right, next is Nima. Your lefty form has been done. Probably like 2 or 3 ago. Go back about 10 minutes.
Let's see. Yes. 105.12.
105.12, says Mikey. Is this a slanty hill? Because that could affect things. Hmm. So I'm not crazy about how out this is in your hand position on the disc here. I think you could go a bit more behind you and you can stay closed a bit longer. Whee! Oh, dude, Cam, you know that passion I lost when I played with you? They found it. And Fred sent it back to me. That white and black one is so nice. It's in my backup box now. Because I've still got one in my bag that's black with rainbow foil. Okay. Okay, so I don't think you need to go out here like this. I'd rather you just coil straight back and keep your hand kind of on this part of the disc instead of like pew, popping out like that. That way when you get here, you can just send your hand through instead of having to go in like this and rotating already because you open up a little bit too early. So I'd like to see more directly back here, obviously not putting behind your body. Maintain your space back here, but you don't need to go out here. There, and then keep your hand on the back of the disc all the way through here. Don't turn this chest open too early. Try to keep the chest back. Even from back here, try to keep the chest back. Like so. Let the hand pass all the way instead of getting here. Just coming out your left side here. Keep the attention back, the eyes. Don't send the head forward, or it's going to start sending it out and around. Through. Quiet down the shoulders just a little bit. Or a lot of bit. Last, most certainly not least, John Kowski.
He's not even going to be on Discord, so I'm not going to be able to.
Welcome to Forum Reviews, John. Long-time commenter. In the darkness of night, he comes. And first thing in the morning, I read. Usually the first comment I see during the day. Staring down his target like a lion in the Sahara. Bloop. Bloop. Wow. Like that. So you see how, so the first thing, I'd like to just move up a bit more fluidly. See how your head's like leaning back away from your like belly button here? And then it kind of hangs here. So I'd like to see just fluid walk up. Just try to keep it every step kind of the same pace here. Just kind of glide first. That's the first thing I'd like to see. Instead of like a ka-chunk, 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 right? Make it smooth. Right, just gliding forward, keeping your head over your belly button, right? So it's going to be like this. Just moving around that way, keeping the head very still. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing is, after you do that, when you go into this coil, don't send your arm out this way. Let it coil back. Let it turn and get back behind you. Because actually here, if we froze here, it would look quite normal for a swing. You just have to change direction a lot because you're going from here, here, and then forward, right? So all of this movement here does nothing for your forward momentum with your disc. So instead of going here, like this, send it back behind you. There. Right? And you don't need to like punch it. Just let it drift. Let this shoulder slowly move it back there. Boom, boom. Back like this. And then move through this position like you're doing now. So take your backswing, move it back instead of out here, and then glide a bit more with your walk up. So both of those together will end up looking like this. You're going to have to practice them separate probably. But together, the head's very still. Now back, there. Then throw. That's where I would start, brother. And then we can talk about exactly how to move it forward. You got decent speed on your arm though, so that's good. That will do well for us later. All right, friends. Exactly noon here, which of course means exactly lunchtime.
Boom.
Chipotle. Who knows? We might mix it up, go get some hot dogs, throw them in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Hot dogs are just way too easy to eat. I mean, you know how fast one of those things is gone? You can eat like 3,000 calories worth of hot dogs without thinking. Okay, maybe not without thinking, but it's so quick. It's like 3 bites. Thing's gone. Cool. Hot dogs and smile fries. I can't do smile fries, but it would be nice. All right, friends. Thanks for tuning in. If you are interested, if you're watching this and you're not a patron and you're wanting to get in on this, I don't know what kind of people you are that are just watching this for fun. But if you want to get involved, our Patreon is in the link in the description below. This is the form review tier, which is a $15 tier. And yes, it is guaranteed to have your form reviewed as long as you send it in on time. So, no lottery system. All right, friends. Peace.